Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today's May 5th, 2025. We're continuing to do some testing. Dan is just finishing up some updates, and so is Tim. So, how are you guys doing in that, Dan?
Yeah, good. So the update is a selector will be able to become a reporter, and a reporter will be able to become a selector as long as you haven't reported in the last 21 days. And if a selector was involved in a report in the last 21 days, then those tokens won't count for 21 more days.
Okay. Tim.
Yeah, I'm working on an update that adds penalties for bad bridge attestations. Um, so if any of our validators sign an attestation for some data that does not exist on layer, then that should be penalized. Because if two-thirds of those kinds of messages are created, that could trick the Blobstream bridge contract. So yeah, we want to penalize that. So yeah, I'm adding an update to the layer that adds those kind of penalties. Um, and I think it should possibly be pretty similar to Cosmos penalties for bad signing. Um, but yeah.
Ryan.
Still working on the bridge page. Essentially, I'm trying to add delegating, selecting. Um, gonna add some other functions too that Tim and I discussed, but I'm still just trying to get the reverse compatibility of the wallet of the Cosmos ecosystem wallets working. Once I can get past that, then the adding of the other functions should be fairly easy.
Buddy.
Hey, so I am doing the manual checks, working on automating manual checks. Got most of them done on Friday. Today I'm going to set up the LVM and see if I can automatically dispute something.
Awesome. Caleb.
I am working on writing an article about social forking, and then at the same time, trying to build a Docker environment setup where we can export the state from like one of our actual test nets or anything, and test upgrades on our actual chain state, for a little bit more robust testing environment.
Awesome. Nick.
Yeah, last week did some user testing. Tim wrote a bunch of good user docs. If you guys want to go give them a try, like if you're actually a smart contract on Ethereum, it's a little bit different. So we're working on how to actually articulate what you actually need to do. Tim made an npm package, so I should can test that out, test out the relayer, kind of continue bang out the docs, make sure that everything works.
And I owe you feedback on your latest write-up. Try to get to that today. But yeah, with
And
that,
then next week I'll be in I'm going to New York for that TLDR Uniswap conference. So anyone's gonna be there, hit me up. I'm just going as an attendee. It's like a bunch of people presenting research papers, but I find it's a good time.
awesome. Brian, do you have any questions?
We do not have a question. We did have some members from the community, Professor Oof and some others, put together a request for a marketing plan. They put some or a marketing proposal that they put together. So essentially, some of the highlights are they're looking for a dedicated marketing person. They think that in this industry, marketing is more important than technology, so we should be more indexing more resources on the marketing side. and other things like a roadmap.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I can address it first. We've kind of always kind of from our origins um, back in like 2019, we kind of made the conscious decision to sort of do marketing a little bit differently. Um, Kind of just because it was like you sort of find it a little bit cringy what a lot of other projects do, if you have no tech and you're out there shilling meaningless partnerships or doing something like that. Like we wanted to sort of give a breath of fresh air. Just, we had always thought that in the long run, if you actually deliver on what you say you can do or what you're going to do, that'll actually speak louder. Um, we get the feeling, obviously educating people and like telling people about Tellor it's a big part of what we need to do. And that's always been like we've tried, like, right now we sponsor in Code Club, we've sponsored hackathons in the past, trying to get just the word out about Tellor and making sure that people actually know how to use it and get it into the right hands. And we've done a really good job, I would say. It's like for the most part, like I remember back in like 2020, like nobody, like if you were like, oh, we're Tellor, like nobody had ever heard of us. Now it's a lot better. We've definitely come a long way there. And, I don't think our strategy is going to change on that front. It's still going to be kind of educational focused. There's like, we've always talked, there's like two customers that you have in crypto, right? Like you have like the token holders and then like the users or developers or anyone like that. And they're like, you almost have like two completely different messaging techniques. Like you have like the meme coins are leveraging on like basically there is no utility for any of these developers or anything like that. And we're just solely focusing on this other group and this retail group. And that can work. The retail group tends to be fickle. They come and they go, and it's a lot of times not even the same people. We've kind of focused on like, okay, how can we at least educate the developer group a little bit more? Yeah, I mean, we can always do better. If there's like concrete ideas, those are probably more of what we're interested in, and we want to make sure that we can actually do that. Like to me, it's once Layer is out mainnet, like hopefully later in the summer, Q3, like once it's ready to go, then you sort of push on the marketing. It's a lot about timing to me. You want to make sure that like right now, like macro drives everything. Like you're not bringing retail in on your own, so it's different. You just got to know. So I don't know. Brenda, maybe you have some more thoughts or study.
I want to echo what you said about the beginning. One of the reasons we want to focus on education and growing a brand that is more long lasting than just, like you said, the token holders that come and go as tourists when there's a bull run and there's a bear market. It's just very difficult to keep people around when you just want to focus on that. For us, it has been, I think, a better way to invest on that has been through developers. Ultimately, the way that people implement us is that way. It's not a consumer based project. So for us, we have to get to the ears of those people that are actually building. I understand making sure that the community also knows about us, and we have come a long way from when we first started. And I think that has to do with our consistency in delivering and updating and staying flexible and moving with the times as we have been able to do, and actually have something to show for it. Some of the things that did happen at the beginning for us is we might have and I think we did this maybe a couple of times, and then that's when we were very strict about not announcing any partnerships unless we actually saw code and we saw that there was something implemented and it was properly implemented. And that's just because we sort of did that a couple of times and either the project went away or it was just, I don't know, it left us with a bad feeling. But definitely we want to do better. We want to make sure that everybody knows what we're building. And yeah, thanks for the feedback. We are listening. We are here. Unfortunately, we are also a smaller team, and we need to make sure that however we end up investing our resources, human capital or financial, we have to make sure that we believe that it's going to get us to the goals that we have in mind and not just something seasonal. But thank you.
Yeah. Spuddy, any thoughts?
You're muted.
No.
Yeah, my only thought is like, yeah, I mean, we've literally just been building a whole new kind of like Oracle chain. So there'll be a lot more to talk about when we actually launch it. And then, I think things might get exciting around that time on their own. I could be wrong, but it's hard to do a whole bunch of marketing in advance of a big change like that.
Yeah. I mean, but I hear you on the meme side stuff. We can a lot of it is trying to sell belief, like Ripple and Doge and stuff like that. Like they don't necessarily have tech or anything like that. So we want to make sure that people do align with what we're trying to build and sort of the ultimate vision of it too. And yeah, like kind of like everybody said, we're a small team, so we do leverage you guys and we do leverage our community for helping us, especially on social media and getting the word out. So if you have any concrete ways we can do it better, definitely let us know.
I used to Tellor post a lot before I worked for Tellor. And then you kind of can't anymore, so that's part of it too.
My mental health can only handle like I have certain spurts throughout the year where I'll go post multiple times a day, and then then I need a break. And so
the algorithm starts to feed you angst.
Yes.
Just whatever it thinks is going to trigger you, and then it's like trying to trigger you over and over and over again, and eventually you just got to take it off your phone.
Although nobody said it, we're talking about X or Twitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it was Reddit back in the day, same thing. Yeah. Guess that.
Well, yeah, thank you for the feedback. I guess hopefully this gets you to understand a little bit more of where we're coming from and why. And we definitely want to improve, and we will as we grow. So with that, unless there's any other questions, we can all get back to work. All right. Well, then we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.